So I want to go ahead and just get right in to our speakers so y'all can hear everything they have to say. They are going to go ahead and introduce themselves. We'll start with Elaine.
Okay. Should I stand or?
Sure.
Okay. I just don't feel like everybody can see me up here. My name is Elaine DeaKyne, and I'm the Executive Director for Postpartum Support Charleston. I have two daughters, a 5.5-year-old Eloise and 3.5-year-old Amelia. And I found Postpartum Support Charleston when Eloise was 3 months old. I was diagnosed with postpartum depression. I had an amazing pregnancy. I was very happy, and I was completely, it was so unexpected when I was struggling and was diagnosed with depression. So our group exists to provide support to moms in the community who are struggling. We want moms to know that it's actually fairly common, and it's just not talked about much. It's not something that women really hear about in pregnancy. And so we try to provide resources in the community so that moms are prepared for when it does happen. And then they know they can reach out to us and that we're a safe space for them.
Thank you, Elaine. And Gervase.
Hi guys, my name is Gervase Kolmos. I am a certified life and leadership coach for moms, which basically means that when I became a mom 5 years ago, I have a 4-year-old, 4.5-year-old, and a 1-year-old. It was pretty rough. And I went back to a corporate job, had a pretty rough stint with postpartum depression. I was doing sales for a publishing company. And long story short, I quit that job and I decided to explore who I actually was now that I was a mom and what it meant to balance a career and my personal pursuits, and discovered what a life coach was. And so I tell people, I ask hard questions to help you remember who you are. And I created a company called Shiny Happy Human. And so through my coaching, we serve women virtually. I do private coaching, and then I've got a Facebook group, which so many of you guys, I recognize your faces. Tamsin is she's on my unicorn squad. Jody, yeah. So we have the Mommy Soul Tribe Facebook group because again, when I became a mom, I just didn't see the village around me. I heard people talking about the village. I heard people saying you need to find a tribe, and I was just like, where is it? Why are there no F-bombs in the tribe? There was just a lot of things I was looking for and I couldn't find them. So I created them. Yeah, and I'm super honored to be here today, and thanks for having me.
Erin.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Dinicola. I'm the owner of Fit for Mom Charleston. I have a 3-year-old son and almost 2-year-old daughter, and I'm almost 17 weeks pregnant with twins. What? So, surprise! Thank you. So, yes, so we are, Fit for Mom is the largest provider of pre and postnatal fitness in the country. Here in Charleston, we have classes 6 days a week at a number of different locations, and we're for all the moms. So whatever fitness level that you're at, whatever stage of motherhood you're at, from a first-time mom pregnant to a mom of 4+, which I will soon be. And we have play dates after class 3 times a week, plus monthly mom's night out. And it's been so nice chatting with all of you, getting to know you as moms-to-be and moms, and I look forward to hearing all your questions about pre and postnatal fitness. First class is always free, and I'd love to see you.
Caitlin.
Hi there, I'm Mccurdy-Robinson. I'm a physical therapist, and there's only about 3 of us in the state who are certified in pelvic floor, and apparently I'm the only one who's certified in pregnancy and postpartum. So that's kind of my love. We are really excited to have you guys here and to allow us to host. And my coworker back there, Trina Kiernan, she's next door, and she does pelvic floor as well. And so basically really any ailments throughout pregnancy, whether it be hip pain, low back pain, pubic symphysis pain, starting to notice some separation at the abdominals, and then postpartum, anything, whether that be trying to get back into exercise safely, bladder control, prolapse, anything like that, we are here to help with.
Great, and we're going to start with some questions, and then after we do those, we'll open it up to questions from all of y'all. And we'll start, Elaine, how do you know if it's the baby blues or something more?
So a lot of moms are going to experience the baby blues. You're going through the biggest hormonal shift in your entire life when you give birth. So there is going to be some sadness. You might get a little weepy in the first 2 weeks postpartum. If you're seeing symptoms that are more severe and last past those 2 weeks, then that's when you really need to check in with yourself and your partner, your support system and your doctor to see if there's something more going on. Anxiety is one of the most common symptoms with postpartum depression. I think women hear depression and they think sad, and that's a part of it, but if you have a lot of worries and it starts to affect your life and what you do, then that's definitely one of the bigger cues to look for.
Thank you. Caitlin, what are some weird but normal things to expect post-delivery?
Everyone's definition of weird will be a little bit different, and we use the phrase a lot in pelvic floor of common but not normal. So things like difficulty controlling your urine, making it to the bathroom, pain with sitting, pain with sexual activity, that separation in that weird bulge through the center of your stomach that's not going away, that's not baby weight, it's different. Those are some common things that are just the muscles oftentimes adjusting, needing some things in terms of strength, some things in terms of support. Those would be some of, I guess, the most common things that we see, but again, it's common and not necessarily normal.
Thank you. Gervase, what are things every mom can do to find a mommy soul tribe?
So doing stuff like this, I think, is so good. Like stepping out of your comfort zone. I think leaving the house is so hard when you have a new baby. And can I just salute you guys all who are here with babies and are rocking them? We got a twin mom running around. I feel like getting yourself out of the house feels so hard. But when I started, I did lots of, I just said yes to a lot of things. Don't say yes to so many things that you're stressed out and you're overwhelmed, but when you feel like you can't, just try to do at least one thing every week. I feel like making mom friends is like college. You're like, hi, I'm Gervase. We have kids the same age. What's your phone number? Let's hang out. I still do that. I literally still, if I meet somebody, I'm like, I think we're gonna be friends. There's no segue into this that is not awkward. So let's just go for it. And not worrying so much about people liking you, because honestly, you're just gonna vibe with people that like you, and you don't have to be the same as every other mom. And so, I think just saying yes and putting yourself out there, and then obviously, I have a Facebook group, the Mommy Soul Tribe, that's virtual, but I would say it's probably, I don't know, I feel like it's 90% local, right? And so using Facebook as a mom was this crazy idea to me that I didn't know you could do. Any mom question you want answered, the best place I feel like is in a Facebook group. And then you're like, okay, I need to see a doctor, obviously. But for the little things and just camaraderie and me too. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes.
That's how.
And Erin, what are best exercises for pregnant women to prepare them for labor and delivery?
Sure. So, we follow, all of our instructors are pre and postnatal fitness certified, and we follow ACOG guidelines, which recommends about 150 minutes a week spread out over a couple workouts of aerobic fitness and strength conditioning. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to maintain and develop that strength needed for motherhood. So one of the questions we always get, for example, is what can I do to keep my core strong? I don't want to be doing crunches. What can I be doing? And we offer modifications in all of our classes for that. And a couple of really great ones, cat-cow, come to tabletop, come into that cat position. That's going to be a fun picture. That nice C curve to your spine, and then you inhale into cow. It's a really great, gentle core strengthening that's good and safe at all stages of pregnancy and in that crucial 4th trimester, 3 months postpartum. There's a lot of different other things that you can be doing. But it's really getting outside, that brisk walking. And if you've always been active, if you have an exercise regime that you've always had and your doctor has not said otherwise and has cleared you for exercise, for the most part, you can continue the exercise regime that you have. continue. But pregnancy is also a great time to start getting fit. Because motherhood is hard, y'all, and there's a reason mommies have great biceps. We're often picking up those car seats and other things, so it takes a lot of work, and we're a great program to start both during pregnancy and then afterwards.
Thank you. And Caitlin, how do you fit in physical therapy with this busy mom schedule?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and exercise in general. And so we do try to be really mindful in terms of creating a plan that works well with mom's schedule and baby's nap and everything else as best we can accommodate for our schedule. But unlike kind of your typical routine like orthopedic physical therapy, you're not going to be coming in here likely 3 times a week unless you have something that's like severe pain or post-op in terms of some other type of condition that occurred at the same time. Most likely we'll see you about once a week for a few visits, see how things are going, let you taper off, give you some things that are a little bit more challenging to work on at home. We are always pretty happy if you bring your babies in with you, so we're generally pretty friendly about that too. And we'll do what we can to try to make sure that when we create your exercises that they're things that you can do kind of with your child. So we can create some setups where it's, here's an abdominal exercise while you play with your baby, or here's a modification, and that way it doesn't become something that you have to find another thing to find time for at the end of your day, because you won't. It's hard, but something that you can kind of hopefully work into like your play schedule and your mommy schedule that works well for you, and we're happy to tailor that to whatever your personal goals are. So.
And Erin, I think the next question ties in with that. Describe working out with your baby.
Oh, well, imagine chaos. No. So all of our, during our class, the kids stay in the strollers, and we incorporate the babies in fun ways into the workouts. So all of our instructors will be blowing bubbles, or we'll sing a book, or we'll read a book, or we'll be singing songs. So if you watched the Charleston Moms blog live the other day, we were doing bicep curls and singing Wheels on the Bus. So we're entertaining the kiddos. And also, it's not just us, it's not just that mom to mom, mom to baby connection. They're also getting baby to baby connection. So there's a lot of kids, from 6 weeks to 5 years old in the strollers, and we park those kiddos up next to them, and they're entertaining each other. My 3-year-old son will park up next to another little boy, and they'll just roar at each other for an hour, which is great. Or they'll find a stick, and they're like, this is the best thing ever. We get them all these expensive toys, and they just want sticks. But anyway, and then it's a great way to connect with your baby, and it's a great role model to set for your child as well. Because whether you've never worked out a day in your life until you became a mom, or you've always worked out, it's great for the kiddos to see mom being strong and healthy and taking that time for themselves, because it's so crucial. And you need to fill your cup, and that's something that we're really, really focused on. And then they also get the play dates after class as well. So, and a lot of our play dates are very much geared at whatever developmental stage they're particularly in. So a lot of sensory development, things for the little ones, things for the toddlers. So it's a lot of fun. There's definitely, I always hear my kid doesn't like to be in the stroller or whatever. We often find that the kiddos will only stay in the stroller during class, and they won't stay in the stroller at other times because they just enjoy it, and it's so much fun, and it's a time for them as well. And yeah, it's great.
I'd say that's funny because I told Erin the same thing. I was like, my kid will stay in the stroller. I was taping the Facebook Live. He sat in the stroller the whole time.
Yeah.
I would peep out of him. I wasn't even standing right next to him. So it's true. Gervase, what's one way you can coach women through a stressful mom life situation?
Stressful mom life situation. So that's like every situation, right? So I guess a big thing for women when they become mothers is permission. Like permission to do the things you want to do, permission to be the person that you are, permission to have the things that you have, permission to go after. Maybe it's like a side gig or a hobby or a career or entrepreneurship. So a lot of the times it's really just finding somebody who, like, if somebody's talking to me, I am the person that is objectively guiding them towards giving themselves permission, because how often do we just say that we can't have something when an observer might say why, and you just say, like, I just can't, because you've decided that you can't have it. And so there's so many examples for this, but I would say one great one is just giving them permission to have the things that they want to have, and to just have it all, you know?
And I also got to go to one of Gervase's Champagne Society. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah.
Because I had the best time. It was so nice to get out.
Yes. So Champagne Society is an event series that I created. Sorry, I'm trying to project because I don't know if you guys can hear me. But it's an event series I created for moms to feel like their most fabulous selves and talk about the mom thing while drinking champagne. And so it's really like, I was like, I really have an emphasis on real life in my coaching style and in everything that I do. And so when I was thinking about like a panel that I would love to interview, like I want to interview these women that I really respect that are crushing these businesses, and I want to talk to them about what's the juggle like. Like, let's get real about the juggle, because there's like polished answers and then there's like real life. And so we talk a lot about, you know, how do you balance it? Like, what's a normal day look like? Like, have you dealt with imposter syndrome or guilt or permission, or how does this affect your relationship? And so that's what we talk about at Champagne Society, but we make it really fun. We go to different venues around town. There's one this next Thursday at Charleston Artist Collective in the Old Village. I think there's like 5 tickets left if you guys want to jump on that. And yeah, we have champagne sponsored by the co-op, and it's just like an awesome girls' night. And it's for everyone. It's not just for entrepreneurs or stay-at-home moms. It's for all women, even if you don't have children. Sorry men, there's no men allowed, but all women are welcome there. Thanks
Thank you.
for reminding me about it.
And Elaine, describe your moving into motherhood support group.
So moving into motherhood is open to pregnant and postpartum women, and it is a peer-led support group. We offer them weekly all around Charleston. They're facilitated by moms who have experienced postpartum depression or anxiety or OCD or PTSD, and it's a safe place for moms to come and talk about how they are feeling if they're experiencing postpartum depression and any of those symptoms, because it can be so many things. Like I said, it's not just the sadness, but yeah, the anxiety or just having OCD thoughts or scary thoughts that you want a safe place to come to. So it really helps for moms to connect with somebody who's been there, and just to let moms know that first of all, it's actually fairly common. It's totally treatable and it's temporary, and it does get easier, and it's not your fault.
And one thing, if you wanted to say a little bit about the Moms Run,
Sure, yeah.
Charleston Moms Blog will be at the Moms Run as well. And one thing I think that's just really neat is we all are connected. I know Fit for Mom's going to be there. And Gervase, I mean, it's just...
I got a team of like 5 people, so if you want to join my team, I could use a little boost.
Yeah.
So if you want to share a little bit
Yeah,
about
so
that.
this is our 15th year doing the race. The organization was founded by a woman named Helena. Her daughter, her daughter had postpartum depression. This was 20 years ago. She was very poorly treated, and she sadly took her life when her son was 2.5 months old. So they started the foundation. They started this race to bring awareness, because it's just not something that we talk about. There's a really big stigma around it, and it shouldn't be that way. And so we do this race as a way to show moms that we are here to support you. We will not judge you. And it sometimes can be really hard, and we don't want any mom to struggle. I didn't get help until I was 2.5 months postpartum. I had no idea where to go, who to talk to, and I just don't want that for moms. So this race helps uplift moms. We all support each other. It is a 5K, but you can run, you can walk, you can bring your stroller.
I walked
We
last year. I was last place.
Apparently she was last place. I didn't realize that. But you looked wonderful.
I had a great time.
Wonderful crossing the finish line. Yeah, and we have a whole fun day planned afterward. Fun activities for the kids. So.
And let's open it up to some questions. You can address it to a particular person or just to the group. When is that race?
It's May 12th,
Okay.
and it's on Daniel Island at the soccer stadium. Yeah.
You have to run.
You do not have to run. You can walk. Yeah, I mean, we have people who run competitively, but we have so many families that just come and their kids walk with them, and it's just, you know, a really, it's more like a fun run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mother's Day weekend.
And we have the From Charleston team, which I know you just joined, so.
You want to join mine too?
I do the
Cutthroat. No, I'm kidding.
Is the Fit for Mom, is that at a location or is it like an outside event?
So we're at 4 different outside locations. So we're at Memorial Waterfront Park in Patriots Point. We just opened Park West this past Wednesday. And then we're also at Hampton Park downtown, as well as in North Charleston at Riverfront Park. So we have classes 6 days a week, and our classes are primarily, we use our body weight, exercise, and some resistance tubing to get that full total body workout.
And y'all, that's like the most beautiful places in Charleston.
Yeah.
So you have a view while you're working out.
Yeah, there's water, there's ducks, the kids are always chasing the ducks.
And I want to add, so I found Fit for Mom. Now, you were not the coach at the time, but I found it. I was about a year postpartum, and it is such a great group. It's so nice to be outside with moms, and you really have real talks in those moments because you're just kind of working out and hanging out and just talking about real stuff, and those are still some of my best friends today, and that was 5 years ago. So.
See, like finding your tribe.
Yeah.
Just go to stuff.
Yeah, you gotta go to stuff.
Which is the opposite of what you want to do.
It's true.
Like, I'm not taking that. You should go to stuff.
You should go to stuff. Yeah.
Any other questions? How about, what's your best parenting advice?
Oh, I got one. Okay, sorry, not to.
Yeah.
But I think for me, expectations. Sometimes when I'm the most frustrated parent and I check in with my expectations of my 1-year-old, I recognize that I'm expecting her to act like, I don't know, like a 31-year-old and just sit quietly at the dinner table and eat everything and not throw the noodles on the floor and stop screaming at me and crying and fighting with your sister and all of those things that are totally normal. But I think it feels like more of a struggle, like it feels more painful. If you had a bad day, it feels like a struggle. You're like, this is so hard, I'm so mad at you, why are you a tiny terrorist? But really, like, like if you just like check in with yourself, you're like, why are my expectations of my 1-year-old that she's gonna sit quietly? Like, if she takes 2 bites, that's fine. I just like plan for the mess, plan for disaster, plan for noise. Like, don't have a nice dinner party and have a 1-year-old there and then get upset with your 1-year-old for acting out because the expectation is unrealistic. That helps me a lot sometimes.
And I have a 5.5-year-old, so I've gotten a lot of advice. I've shared a lot of advice. There are a lot of parenting advice, and what I always tell moms is do what works for you and your family, because nothing is going to work the exact same for you as it does for you, as it does for me. And if it just do what feels right for you and your family, and just ignore the noise.
Is stock up on wine and strong coffee an appropriate answer?
Never run out, ever.
Yes, I think those things are key. And then also, definitely getting outside, as everyone's been saying, getting outside, meeting people, everything else. But also, like, be prepared to, like, figure it out, and then the very next day, they go through some new developmental stage, and they, like, throw it all to the wind. Like, I was the perfect parent before I had children, and now I am definitely not, and, we're about to add 2 more, so, like, what's working for me right now is probably not what's going to be working for me come September. And so, just kind of evolving and being prepared to realize that as soon as you've, like, figured it out, they're like, haha, got you, no, and change it up.
Find time to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And so even if it's something little, a little bit of time to go outside and read a book, a little bit of time to whatever makes you feel good, doesn't matter what it is, take some time for yourself. Dad, partner, whoever else will be fine for an hour. you that time to be a good parent, because if you don't have that time, it's little things wear on you really quickly if you don't have some time to feel good about yourself.
Great.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This is not a planted question, but Katie, I need to get a prescription for my OBGYN to see you and
That's a great question, John, and I'll have to find out who your OBGYN is. No, but we do not require a referral. You may come to us by yourself for 30 days. If there's somebody specifically who you would like to handle your care, we recommend you write them down because we can send that information to them if we need to see you for longer than 30 days. So you can come in on your own, and then, like I said, if we need to continue, then we just have to have somebody that'll sign off on it for it.
Any other questions? Yes.
About, like you said, finding your tribe and stuff, and that's why, a lot of times your kids are smaller, a lot of the things for moms, your kids are early during the day, but when you're working, you don't have a chance to connect with other moms because you're at work during the day and your child's at daycare, and then you're just kind of like by yourself during the day. So what do you recommend for working moms and finding their tribe?
So when you first said that, my first thought was the internet, which sounds, I think, a little bit cliche, but it's true. You know, like my Facebook group is so active from like 8 to 9 p.m. and I think that's when working moms are on the internet, and that's when other moms have already put their kids down. But also trying not to let that, how do I say this? To let that thought process become your foundation, right? Because if you walk around with like nobody here gets it, like I'm a working mom, I'm never gonna find like-minded moms, then I feel like you limit yourself to relationships, versus if you go to something like this and you just connect with somebody and you don't know if they're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom or a new mom or a vet mom, and you just like, we click, what's your number, and then you'll make it work, you know? Like you don't know what that's gonna look like. It might be a quick coffee when you're working during the day and she's home with the kids and she gets a sitter, right? But I think a lot of times we put ourselves into boxes as moms, and we just try to find the moms that look exactly like us, that do exactly what we do, and that actually limits our potential to connect with just cool women, you know? So, I know, it's hard. I mean, like, all the snaps to women that, like, go to work at 8, I mean, I did that for 3 months, and for me, I think some women, like, thrive off of it, and for me, it, like, almost killed me. So, it can be tough.
I'll add, we have a Saturday morning class. So you can come Saturday mornings. And if you want to bring them, the significant others can come for free on Saturdays as well. But only if you want, only if you want to bring them. Sometimes you're like, no, honey, I need you take the kids or whatever, and you want to go to yourself. But they can come for free as part of it too on Saturdays.
Do you bring your shoulder?
Yes. If you bring your kid. If you bring your partner, you don't have to bring your You do you.
Any other questions? Well, I think we are going to start with probably one thing everyone's most excited about, the giveaways. I would love to be able to get a picture of the panelists in front of all ours. And thank you. Let's give a huge applause. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, you guys. Good luck with